So this right here is going to be your above water head, and the big things you want to know about this is you've got, and this one's going to be a little bit dirty. They're not going to come dirty. I just happen to have been using this one for the past few months, and it's got 3 main parts on it. So you've got these sort of arches right here. These are for when you're really stuck in a tree and you don't think there's going to be that big of a shot of you getting your line to the line guide to cut it. And basically, if you just get your hook stuck in here, you can just keep on ripping. This is a very durable head. It's not going to break. So yeah, if you can get a hook caught in here, it's not moving. And then right here, it's a little bit easier to get hooks caught on. This is the Velcro. If a hook pretty much touches this here, so little drop, I didn't even push it down or anything, that's stuck in there, and then pops out real easy like that. Doesn't leave anything behind on the hook. But if it's a little hook, it's gonna get stuck in here real easy. This really gets treble hooks super duper easily. The only time you might have trouble and you might have to wave it around a little bit is if you're working on getting a small singular hook out of a tree. But as long as that thing touches the Velcro, it's going to be caught in there. So then if you move up here, you can see you've got your razor blade in there. So basically, once you get your bait caught, let's say I got one caught on the Velcro and it's dangling in a tree like so, then here you'll just mess around with the stick a little bit until you get the line to go through the line guide, and you'll just give it a yank and that'll cut the line. Just like that. Pops on out, clean cut. And another thing I forgot to mention about this with your saltwater anglers, if you're on if you're fishing a saltwater pier and the pier's not super high off the ocean level, you can actually use this. I've used this in St. Augustine actually. You can extend the pole down and you'll notice there's a lot of snags, a lot of buildup of lures on the pilings that you can't get out because there's huge messes with the lines. You just get the lines down in the blade and you can cut those free, and you can get a ton of gotcha plugs doing that. So that's all dependent on your pier. And I'm actually going to put this jig head away, so I'll demonstrate the power of the blade. You just get that in here, boop, almost no pressure, very clean cut, and you're good to go. And sometimes too, if my lures are caught on a really thin branch or like a thick leaf, I'll actually get the leaf in there to cut it. And every once in a while, if I've got a really fat lure, it'll actually get clogged up. I'll see if I can do with this. Like somewhat. If you get buzz baits, things like that, sometimes they'll just get caught up in here and it makes the whole process really easy. The one thing I would make sure that if you've been using it a lot, sometimes you'll get little pieces of debris. Like I've got something on there actually because I was using it yesterday. I'd say just make sure you clean that off so it's not in the way of the razor. This one's a lot more simple. So basically what you've got here is a retriever head that you're going to be trying to use if you get snagged and it's not an above water circumstance. So let's say you're fishing on a jetty. I use this one a lot when I'm saltwater fishing on those, just because you get caught on rocks all the time right in front of you, but you don't want to risk climbing down those rocks and hurting yourself. Or you're fishing on a boat and you're fishing a brush pile and you just got snagged, or you casted real close on the bank, maybe up on some rocks, and you're caught up. This is the head you're going to use for that. So with this one, you've pretty much got this piece right here. This is going to be your line guide, and then you've got a magnet for securing lures, and these two sides you can twist around. You can use to kind of pry out your bait if you're caught up, but otherwise it's just going to get directed right to the magnet. So let's say you get snagged, and I'll have actual examples of these being used. You'd set your rod down and you'd just put your line into the guide like so, and if the pole were attached, you'd push it, and since it's caught on the line, it's going to go directly to your lure, boom, and then you're out free. And let's say that you broke off and you see your lure, or you're just driving around and you see a lure. Now these are pretty strong magnets. This is a 3/8 ounce jig head. All you got to do is get it somewhat near, and it's stuck on there, as you can see. it's not moving, it's not coming off, that's another lure that you're gonna get to keep. And I fish a lot of really clear lakes, so I'll use this all the time to get just random lures off of the bottom that I'll see. I'll see spoons, jerk baits, all sorts of stuff. I'll just poke it on down and get it up with the magnet. Here's the pole. They both work really simply. You just get it on here, screw it on like so. I don't screw mine all the way. I leave it just a little bit right here, just because if there's a huge mess of line, if you twist it like this, the line will get caught in there and you can just give it a yank and the whole thing comes out. And then with the pole, everything's gonna be twist lock. So that means is if you want to get situated here, extend up, twist to the right, and that's not going to move. Again, twist up, twist to the right, to the left, up, twist to the right. It's a very light pole. You can see it's not moving. This is fully extended. I'm not shaking very much at all the way out there. I'm gonna go one hand, still not really shaking. It's very lightweight, weighs a little bit less than a pound. So for collapsing it, same thing. Get it down, turn to the right, down, turn to the right, down, turn to the right. And the cool thing about the pole is it's extremely durable. Sometimes if a lure is caught up there in a tree, I'll actually just go bang, 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 you just whack it out. And I'll also use it sometimes. I get my boat really close to the bank trying to get lures out, and I'll just use this to push off. So very versatile tool, and hopefully it can save you a lot of money.